Hey, how's it going, everybody? This is Brent coming back with another podcast episode. If you notice, this episode's being released on Tuesday, and I released the last one on Friday. I think I am going to try to get these bad boys up, around Tuesday, Wednesday. I'm honestly not sure whenever I want to release these, but you know what? There's just a lot of stuff to talk about. There's, a lot of goodies that come out on Mondays, and I figure, what the heck? Why not? Earlier in the week is better. So I am going to talk today about the most hyped character in Duel Links, and that is my man Zane Truesdale. And it's just, I'm disappointed. I can't, I literally can't even right now. I've been looking forward to this for so long. I really thought this could potentially be like the Elegant Maya event, which gave us, Amazoness Princess, basically turned that into a tier 1 deck. And I wasn't expecting much. I'm not expecting every single amazing support card to come out for Cyber Dragons, but my word, this is disappointing. They can't even give us a single Cyber Dragon, and they can't give us any of the good Cyber Darks either, which honestly, they wouldn't even be bad if we had all the support for them in Duel Links. So let's... Zane. Konami. Why? Why do you have to do this? It's just, I don't know what it is. Konami is just... They've not been caring about the user base lately, it feels like, because I remember one of the biggest differences between the TCG and Duel Links that I really enjoyed was that, Duel Links, they explained their ban list. They kind of, they gave an explanation for the hits, and that wasn't even that long ago. That was like, what, a month, 2 months ago? I really don't remember when that was, but they gave an explanation. We got to know why the hits happen, and Konami generally listens. They improved a lot of their previous events, and I guess now they're just going straight backwards from, the one gem drop during the Dual Island event, and now they got rid of, just Zane's good cards. Not only that, but Konami decided to spit in our face once more and said, you know what? Instead of the 300 gems at level 30, here's another Cyber End Dragon you'll never summon. Because, seriously, like, what? That card's useless. Like, as soon as we get Cyber Twin Dragon, boom, bada bing, bada boom. That's a better card to summon. And even then, like, we're only going to summon one Cyber End Dragon anyway. It's nice for, I don't know, Cyberstein, I guess. And I'm going to be so mad if Cyber End Dragon ends up being one of the farmable cards off of Zane, which I haven't looked, to be fair. I haven't stared at that so much because I'm just in such disappointment over this. But I'm pretty sure Cyber End Dragon is a farmable card, which is just a complete waste of the level 30 spot. And I'm really hoping Konami doesn't keep this up and, make the future 5Ds characters like that. Because at this rate, it's disappointing. Come on. What would Cyber Dragon do in the meta? All right, so you go second against Furries. They summon their big dudes. You special Cyber Dragon. You normal a Cyber Dragon. Activate Beatdown, I guess, and you're probably normal summoning Dre. So that's 2 level 5s, and you're smacking for 27. That's not even enough to get over Wiz. That's not even enough to get over Anki. Like, that's just ridiculous. Like, Cyber Dragons have so much potential. And I hear the rumors about them being an EX structure deck, and I'm really hoping that's not the case. I didn't mind the Silent Magician one. I know a lot of people were up in arms about that, but spellbooks aren't exactly the best deck. I know the people who got that more or less just want it for the waifu or whatever. So it's not the worst thing in the world. Konami kind of, picks and chooses the cards they want to release because they know what's popular. They know what people are going to get. And by making that the EX structure deck purchasable only with, real life money, they knew what they were doing. And I hope Cyber Dragons aren't the same. I don't know. Just Konami's really pushing them. Even in the TCG, Cybernetic Horizon is coming out this week. Released on Thursday. Sneak peeks were this last week, and that's just all, good Cyber Dragon support. Things like that. It's possible that, I don't know, that might have a tie-in. I really doubt it. But that's my one disappointment. Some other things I want to talk about are, I kind of want to talk about decks, I like decks. And whenever I first started playing this game, I remember the very first competitive deck. Well, I won't even say competitive, but the very first deck I threw together that, I used to get to Plat, and I think I got to Legend with it. It was Horus, because at the time, Generation Next, that box came out for me. And so I went through there because, as a TCG player, I'm like, oh, Floodgate Trap Hole, that's a pretty good card. Seems really good. Let me go through this box a little bit. I get my playset of Floodgates, and along the way, I pick up the Horus deck. I got some generic fire cards, I think, too, just on the hunt from trying to get Super Rush Headlong because I knew that was a staple card at the time, and I guess still is. And that was my first deck in this game. It was my first complete deck. And since then, I've built so many more decks. I have Dark Magician. I have For Hire, Amazoness, Spellbook, Masked Hero. I have most every deck, just from grinding and a little bit of money. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, those 3 packs and 1 UR sales, they're a little bit tempting here and there. I feel like most people get a bad rap if they spend any money in this game. I know my friends too just think that you shouldn't spend money for virtual cards just because they're the TCG players and they want to have the actual cardboard that you can sell if you don't want it. But either way, the game's free. I'd pay for it maybe anyway too if like it wasn't this bad of a grind. If it was easy to get those. So it's kind of my way of supporting Konami. But honestly, at this point, I don't know if I want to support them anymore, just because of how they've been treating us. And I think if more people like that, people like me, just the occasional spenders, and heck, even the whales, like if people start getting on Konami about this, they've got to change. They can't let this happen. But that's enough ranting about Konami. I want to talk about just a deck. I figure maybe every week I'll try to talk about just a fun little deck I've been playing with, goofing around with, whatnot. And since we're about the hashtag I want my gems movement, what better deck to start this off with than Gem Knights? They first came out in Generation X too, which is kind of funny because, like I said, that's my first set. That's where I built Big Daddy Horus from, and where I got my Floodgates from. And months down the line, I got King of the Swamps because I guess I never reset for those. And yeah, so Gem Knights they came out in Generation X. They didn't really do anything because they were missing a lot of good cards. I really should have done some research before doing this. I'm just going to freestyle this. I'm pretty sure Lazuli was the one that adds normal from Grave to Hand came out in the new set. Obsidian came out in the new one, I knew. Iolite came out in the new one. Lady Diamond, she is a huge bonus for the deck, and obviously she came out in the new set. And then the best card in their deck, in my opinion, is Gem Knight Fusion, which also came out in the new set. And that card is just ridiculous. I love playing Gem Knights. There's a couple variants that you can play. Basically, they're all 30 cards because Grass is a really good card. You want to fill up the grave. It's just, it's fun. And what I like about this version of Gem Knights and Duel Links is it plays really similar to 60-card decks, the way they used to play in the TCG, because most grass decks in this game, they just kind of set up the game and they put resources in there. Boojins, you set your dudes up in there and they did stuff. Spellbooks, you set it up for the prophecy to Reaper play, whatnot, or else maybe you slap a prophecy destroyer in the grave. But for the most part, they didn't just give you immediate advantage. Whereas whenever you activate grass in Gem Knights, you're more than likely to mill a Lazuli, and that'll just add a normal from your hand. I wish Obsidian did that when it was sent to grave, but it's only from hand to grave. Or is it? Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I really should have read these cards before doing this. But you just get immediate advantage right back there when that gets sent to grave. And not only that, but you have the Gem Knight Fusion in grave, which you can just add back, and that just makes grass worth it to have in the deck, just to have the ability to go into that. And so the way the deck plays is there's a couple different skills that you can use. I've been using Balance just because I want to test that out. Sounds good on paper, but honestly, Balance isn't as good as it used to be, and my hands aren't that amazing that I'm opening it with. But you play your 6 traps, 6 spells, 6 monsters, get some Needlebug Nest, Canadia, Floodgate, whatever your meta relevant traps you want to use, and then the 3 grass, 3 Gem Knight Fusion, and then 3 of the one burial equip spell that equips banished monsters if you want to. And that card's really good. That card's so good because a lot of your plays are coming from Gem Knight Obsidian, just specialing stuff back, and Iolite just getting his Gemini summon out without using your normal summon, then using his effect to just get more +1/+1/+1 here and there to just slowly. It's kind of like modern TCG where you just link climb but slowly fusion climb, and they're just good. So that's a really good card to have for them. And they have their one fusion that needs an Aqua that returns the set spells and traps. So that's typically the turn 1 or well, I guess turn 2, because this deck, you basically want to blow your load in one turn and just kind of go for game if you can. This deck really suffers a lot from bad hands, and that'll happen with any 30 card deck, but just fusion decks in general too. But it has a lot of potential. If we had a 5 card opening hand, I really think that'd make a big difference between this deck being potentially in the meta and not. But the fact that it cannot consistently go second, or even get like a 4th turn, and that's why people play things like Grit, just really hampers the deck and its ability to play. But I really think it's fun to play. It's just a fun deck to play. You clear the back row, you summon Prismora, you pop something, then you bring out Lady Diamond, who brings out Big Boy Master Diamond. Then he copies Prismora's effect and pops something else. Like, the deck just has a lot of things it can do. It has a high ceiling of power, but low consistency. And that's, again, very similar to 60 card decks in the TCG. So that's a really fun deck that I've been enjoying playing. If you guys have any recommendations for decks that you play, I have a lot of cards in this game. I play it a lot. I get a lot of the grinding in. And, if you guys ever have any fun deck ideas, let me know. I might give it a try. I might give it a build, test it out, and, see where it goes from there. But, I guess that's it for now. This has about been 10 or so minutes. Thanks, guys, for listening. And I guess just as a reminder here, not a reminder, but something I want to say here at the end is, for you guys who play Duel Links, feel free to check out this channel. This podcast is going up on YouTube, and I think that is primarily where I'll be posting most of my content, hoping to get an RSS feed up so I can slap this bad boy on iTunes podcasts and just make it a little bit easier for people not to have their YouTube screen open while they listen to this. But I'd really appreciate if you guys could check out the channel. It might be fun because we have some other TCG content we're coming out with. I think this week we're really trying to put some more content other than just the podcast, some replays, things like that. And I think you guys would really enjoy it. If you guys play Duel Links and you haven't played the TCG, I guess just wait a little bit for us to put some content up and give that a try. And if you play the TCG and don't play Duel Links and you somehow magically listen to this all the way until the end, go ahead and give Duel Links a try, because it's a lot more fun than you'd think. This is Brent from Team Low Key, and thanks for listening. Bye.